So now we have an Aliens, then we have a Hobbs and Shaw Alien sequel with Idris Elba's character. I can't remember his name. What was his character's name?
Oh, yeah.
Black Superman, we'll call him.
Yeah, Black Superman.
Then his character has to step in and fight the aliens.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then that's how
movie.
he redeems himself.
Yeah.
By saving the world from
the alien.
Or alien.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it to you.
Did we ever find out who's giving him the powers? Like, not powers, but like the stuff.
Well, it was that stuff that was in the briefcase that they stole back.
Right.
Yeah,
but what if the whole time it was the Predators, like, giving the technology? And so it's all actually, and then they're making him to hunt down all the aliens.
Dang.
Brixton lore.
That's hardcore right there.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. We just wrote a movie.
Yeah, we did.
Got to kill Tyrese twice.
An expensive fucking movie.
And that's just
Are we ever gonna just have like just a show dedicated to why you can't stand Tyrese?
He's just mean. He's just a mean person. He was a dick to me, and I never forgot it.
This podcast is rated PC for Pew Culture. Pew 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 pew. Welcome to another episode of Pew Culture. I am Colion Noir.
I'm Jake.
And he's Jake. So we're actually gonna be talking about two movies today.
Yes.
Yeah. One of them I didn't expect to like as much.
That would be Prey.
Prey.
It was actually really good.
Yes.
Oddly enough, it has better rating on IMDb than Predator 2 has, which is the other movie.
How is that even possible?
Dude, people didn't respect the 90s enough, in my opinion.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
It was good.
It was cool. I think maybe what it was, I think the scenery was too much of a contrast. Where we went from jungle to the city streets.
Yeah, I could see that.
And people just were like, what is this? But I thought, personally, I thought it worked. I thought it showed enough of the personality of the Predator without giving away too much of its mystique.
Yep.
Yeah, there were some elements to it that were a little goofy, but we're talking about a Predator in the city.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, yes, it's gonna seem weird because it's outside of their typical norm.
I could have definitely pictured you in Predator 2 easily. You would have been like one of the guys who get killed from the Jamaican voodoo gang. Yeah, I could see that.
I don't. Why can't I just be Danny Glover?
What? You couldn't. Danny Glover is a national treasure.
Yeah, no.
How dare you?
What? I'd be
compare yourself to Danny Glover.
Yeah, of all people. Oh, so now I can't be the black guy.
No,
and all the other stuff, I have to be the black guy.
Yeah,
but why can't I be this black guy now?
Because sometimes you don't deserve to be that one. Just like in Bad Boys, you're Martin Lawrence. You don't get to be Will Smith.
I mean, but I'm more of a Will Smith than I am Martin Lawrence.
Are you though?
Aesthetically, I'm closer to Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
But stylistically, I'm closer to Will Smith.
Yeah, but that's style doesn't matter in movies.
Even lifestyle.
All right, so your woman choice is Jada.
What? No, I'm talking. I'm talking about fucking Mike.
No, we're talking about Will Smith.
No, I'm talking about Mike.
I do like Mike's style. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Predator 2 right now. Predator 2 was interesting, and there's a lot of guns in it. Prey, there was one, and this is it. But what I really, really appreciate about these films is they had the foresight to think about connecting the films.
Yeah, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, so that's the flintlock that was handed over in Predator 2 that obviously was used in Prey, and then even it was just really interesting how they thought to put them together.
I think it's whose idea was this to create this? This is the most inergonomic shit I've ever felt.
So life. Terrible, terrible.
Nothing about it is ergonomic. Like it, and it's not even something that is a modern something having to do with antiquity versus modernity. Like it's simple. Make this longer.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And like even when the characters are handling it, it looks terrible.
It really.
But it was the 18th century when they created them.
True. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful.
That was called a Miquelet lock pistol. And so it was, I don't know about that. But it was the same pistol given to Mike Harrigan, Danny Glover, and Predator in Predator 2, and then used again by Naru in Prey. Pretty cool. Like all of the filigree and everything is still on that. The only other gun that is in Prey in its entirety is the Brown Bess flintlock musket, which who cares?
Yeah.
But then you flip over to Predator. Oh, you got some bangers in this movie, man.
Heat.
You have some freaking bangers.
I mean, this is a movie of just cult classic guns.
It has one of my all-time favorite guns that is my all-time favorite unknown firearm. So everyone knows the Franchi Spas, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone has seen the Spas 12. It's like the most legendary 12 gauge of all time in movies, blah, blah, blah. Well, most people didn't know they made a SMG called the LF57.
I didn't even know that, honestly.
And it is one of the weirdest, coolest, like heavy metal SMGs. It's so badass. I've never been able to find one. However,
that stock is crazy.
I'm looking at you, gunspot.com. Collins will do terrible things for you. He will shill so hard. It will be disgusting, the things that he will say and do, if you get me the one that is for sale for $39,000 and send it to my house. I guarantee I will sell his soul to you for him. Listen.
I don't give two shits about this gun.
I do, though, because they're impossible to find. They are legitimately impossible to find.
It's cool looking, but it doesn't give me I would do despicable things for type energy.
The only reason that I even
I'm obsessed with modernity, though.
I was going to say, my thing is I wouldn't do it either, but I would guarantee them you would. Two completely different things. Gunspot, by the way, guys, has helped us many, many times procure movie weapons. They are like really, really good friends of ours, and typically the first people that we call when we're like, ooh, we have to recreate this gun but can't find it because it's super valuable or impossible to find. I mean, just in that, I searched Gunbroker for that firearm. It's never come up for sale.
This stock is fucking crazy.
Looked on Gunspot one time, boom, it's there. It's $39,000, but it's there.
Is this a stock?
It's like a weird folding thing, kind of like some of the AK variants had.
It almost looks like it's not solid.
It's like a wire.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's super weird. Good old Danny Glover got
It looks cool.
Car 15 with the grenade launcher.
I like the cars.
Vintage, dude. So vintage. Everything about this movie screamed 90s, too. Another one of our really amazing clients for Toothwalker, Steyer, was in this with the good old-fashioned AUG A1, one of your favorite guns ever made. The most ergonomic and comfortable firearm ever.
I have actually a good friend who just became, I think CEO. Not CEO, president. I can't remember exactly what. But yeah.
Of Steyer?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, used to be at HK.
They've been with with Toothwalker for like 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're fantastic.
Yeah. He used to be the president of HK.
Dude, you want to know what would have performed so much better than that?
Well, because I'm somebody who likes to be able to see when I can't see, I'm going to have to go with DNT. The sponsor.
Dude, I'll give you credit on this. The way you just said that, it rhymed. And I'm a sucker for rhyming. So that's cool. What do you got right there?
Got me a DNT optic.
Because I bet you that thing does about 20,000 times more than that thing did, and it's like half the size.
Yes, literally half the size. This is the Hydra.
What's it do?
It is a thermal imagery. Actually, it's a 3-in-1.
3-in-1?
3-in-1. Can serve as a clip-on.
So you spend one amount of money and you get three things? That's what that...
You get three functionalities.
Oh, my God.
That most people would have to pay for 3 times for 3 different things, yeah.
We should come out with a Predator edition.
That'd be actually pretty dope.
That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, damn.
Predator edition would be good. Oh, now
we're
you're
gonna
using
have,
your noggin.
I know, right? We're going to have a Jurassic Park and a Predator version.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, ain't no hiding from us in the jungle, Predator. Not with these bad boys. See this? We'll be able to see you.
Dude, the Jamaican gangsters used Ruger AC 5.56Ks.
Those are actually pretty dope. Those
Dude, how cool would that be? You know how you can't even legally have one of those.
Those are pretty fucking sweet.
This movie was gun culture before people realized that gun culture. Yeah, dude, the Predator 2 just did not get the love it deserved from the gun industry.
Funny? You're right.
Ruger Mini 14. Look at this. They were using a bullpupped Ruger Mini 14 before that was even a thing that people did.
That's freaking awesome.
I want to shake who was the armor for this? I got to find out. I need to know. I got to call him. If he's still alive, I'm calling this guy and I'm like going to take him to dinner or something because this is ridiculous. The amount of guns in this is insanity.
It really is.
All right, here we go.
Man, they had a lot of guns in this movie.
Crew.
Holy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this Frankie Spas 15.
Damn, dude. This is crazy. I don't know.
That's dope. That almost looks like an HK.
This might go down as one of the best.
This is probably one of the most underrated gun movies we've done.
Tommy Tomlinson was the property master.
Dude, they had a Barrett. Ivor Johnson, have no idea what that is, but it looks amazing. It's crazy how many different types of guns there are that you really don't even know about. Like dude. They just kind of exist in anonymity.
And that's one of the wild things, right? We live in America, so everyone's just like, oh, everyone has all the guns. Like, dude, there was a Benelli M1 Super 90 entry model. And not entry as in it was the cheap version.
Yeah.
Entry as in this is the one that we're going to blow down your door with. Like, what? And Danny Glover ran it like a beast. He was running a short barrel shotgun and he had a full-on optic on that thing. I don't know why. It didn't make any sense, but who cares?
Yeah, Danny Glover held it down in this movie.
That Spas 15 that's badass. And that's just a background character. These are background characters getting like guns that they made a Mossberg 500 bullpup.
That's crazy.
What like they made 12 gauge bullpups before 12 gauge bullpups were cool.
That's nuts.
They broke out the Barrett MA2A1 in this too. Like he was like, you know what? I'm gonna shoulder fire this. I'm gonna attack the Predator and I'm gonna go after him and shoulder fire this 50 cal. It's gonna be awesome.
What's crazy is how back in the 18th century, I don't know what kind of technology the Predators were working with back then, but to see the Predator hand him that flintlock, that pistol at the end,
yeah,
made me realize how behind the eight ball they were back then having to deal with the Predators.
Oh, it wasn't even fair.
Like, not even close.
It wasn't even fair.
And the thing is, the Predator kept it almost as if to say, this is so cute.
Yeah.
He's like, here, this is the bullshit y'all used to fight us with. You can keep it.
Yeah, you remember this later down the line.
Now, I know he gave it to him as a sign of respect, right? Because Danny Glover held his own.
Yep, he did.
But still, there's still something to it that's laughable when I see it, because it's like.
Do you think that Danny Glover or Arnold Schwarzenegger put up the better fight?
What do you think, Peter?
I mean, I'm always going to go with Arnold.
It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough because
I'm going to have to give it to Danny Glover.
I feel like Danny had less to work with.
Yes, I was going to say, because he was more reactionary. Arnold and them went there prepared to fight some shit. Now they ended up fighting something way above what they expected, but nonetheless they went there prepared. They were assaultive. Danny Glover's reactive, and he's dealing with. There were a lot of guns there, but he's kind of he's dealing with city guns. Not really, but he still didn't have a lot to work with.
We also got extremely lucky for this because Danny Glover did get the lead role. It was supposed to go to Steven Seagal. Would have been a much different film.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. It would have been.
He would have hand fought that dude, the Predator. I bet.
You know who would do good in this role? Like if you're gonna do a modernized reenactment of this, or just a modernized version of Predator 2. Idris.
Oh, Idris Elba would crush this. Yeah, he would crush that role. Yeah, I actually agree with that. Dude, we get Idris and Jason Statham team up against the Predator. Dude, it wouldn't even be a movie.
You know what?
It'd be done really fast.
That's actually very, very, very true.
The other person after Steven Seagal didn't work out, the next in line was Patrick Swayze. But
there should be a Hobbs and Shaw Predator crossover.
Ooh, that would be fun. Oh, you know what? That's how you tie it in. It's Tyrese's fault because he goes to space. The Predator sees him in space and is like, oh, shit, that dude's a dick. I'm going to kill him. They come down to Earth, kill Tyrese. Then Hobbs and Shaw's like, oh, damn.
You fucked with family.
You messed with the family. Hobbs and Shaw goes after him, tears them apart.
Well, technically, you'd have to have Vin and them going first.
Well, yeah, sure.
Then they
all get killed.
And then Hobbs and Shaw has to step in.
Yep. Hobbs and Shaw
who would step in first?
The family. They'd be trying to hit him with cars and stuff.
Yeah. Ludacris out
doesn't work.
Yeah,
they all get killed. Hobbs and Shaw steps in.
For all intents and purposes, bring back Ja Rule if you want to.
Yep.
Monica!
And then Hobbs and Shaw steps in. They kill him. They walk away. There's a giant explosion. And then all of a sudden, end credits, shit. There's an alien pops out of Tyrese's chest. It's his fault again. Damn it, Tyrese.
So now we have then we have a Hobbs and Shaw Alien sequel with Idris Elba's character. I can't remember his name. What was his character's name?
Oh, yeah.
Black Superman. We'll call him.
Yeah, Black Superman.
Which was like not even close. But, then his character has to step in and fight the aliens.
Yeah.
And dude, that's how he redeems himself.
Yeah.
By saving the world from
the alien.
Or alien.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it to you. I don't think it'll work, but...
So the people that are giving him the special... Did we ever find out who's giving him the powers? Like, not powers, but like the stuff.
Well, it was that stuff that was in the briefcase that they stole back.
Right. But what if the whole time it was the Predators, like...
Oh, damn.
Giving the technology. And so it's all actually... And then they're making him to hunt down all the aliens.
Dang.
Brixton lore.
That's hardcore right there.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. We just wrote a movie.
Yeah, we did.
Got to kill Tyrese twice.
Expensive fucking movie.
And that's just
Are we ever gonna just have like just a show dedicated to why you can't stand Tyrese?
He's just mean. He's just a mean person. He was a dick to me, and I never forgot it.
And you know what it probably was? And it probably wasn't even anything that Tyrese even remembers. He just happened to
no, he doesn't remember. That's part of the problem.
He just happened to accidentally ignore you or something, and now you walked home with it, and now you have this deep-seated.
I'm not telling the story on camera. I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
Do you listen to much Ice Cube?
Like lately?
No, like period.
I mean, back in the NWA days, I guess.
Do you remember that song "Predators" that he wrote?
I think so.
That actually was a sample of the Jamaican Gangsters and Danny Glover he used in that song. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Now we're gonna have to go watch it or listen to it.
I love Ice Cube.
I gotta say on this whole Hobbs and Shaw crossover shit, if I ever imagined myself to be a villain in a movie, it would definitely be Brixton Lore.
Of course it would. It's because you have literally always looked at yourself as Idris Elba.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, I actually haven't.
Peter?
You see what he likes to do is he likes to confuse the fanfare I have for certain actors and assume that I want to be like them. When in reality, I just have a fanfare. It's the same way with Jason Statham. I like Jason Statham as an actor. What the fuck was that?
That was air quotes for people that don't see.
Do you remember in the movie Predator 2, there was a gunfight in East Los Angeles? There's that scene.
2?
It was like the big gunfight scene. So they filmed that. It was shot over 3 days. And with the exception of the interior of the building, it was shot almost exclusively on the Fox lot. But in LA, that was during like when the gang fights and the riots and the stabbings were all going on. Mm-hmm. So they were actually protected. This is crazy. This is take yourself out and think about being there. You're a cast and crew, you're holding a camera, you're running lines or whatever. The crew was actually protected by Crips during the filming of this. The gang, the Crips,
that makes sense,
stepped in to protect the crew during filming while they were filming that scene.
Yeah, somebody checked in.
How crazy is that?
But protect them from who? From themselves?
From all the gang war and stuff that was going on there.
Gotcha.
Like in real life.
Yeah, somebody checked in.
I don't know what that means, but
so checking in is the thing that it's a spoken, unspoken thing.
It's like, yo, we're gonna be in your turf.
If you're pretty famous, it's usually like black artists or black celebrities. If you're pretty famous and you're doing anything in LA, you kind of have to check in with somebody in the streets, one gang or the other, to kind of serve as your protection, because otherwise you'll probably just end up getting robbed while you're out there. Yeah, that's a thing.
Does Ice Cube have a song about that? I feel like I could listen to it and learn about it.
I mean, like I said, it's spoken and unspoken. Oh, okay. It's not like a thing.
Have you ever checked in?
But it's a thing. I'm not famous enough.
Really?
No. Nobody cares about me. I'm not. And usually it's like when you're doing something to like make money in the area that you're going to be in. It's usually on the urban scene, because they're usually going to be in and around those areas. Like, you're like, if you went to LA, you're probably never going to freaking, I don't know. You're not going to the hoods in LA or anywhere near them.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not really, so for most people, it's not even an issue. I only know about it because I follow all this shit online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that I have personal experience with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you Idris Elba checked in.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't think Idris Elba's on the urban scene out there, urban entertainment scene out there.
Man, I think you just hurt his feelings.
What do you mean?
He probably definitely feels like he's on that scene.
He's a Hollywood actor. I don't think he's anywhere else.
He's not Hollywood. He's UK.
That's true. But I mean, he's doing American movies.
You ever heard that song he did? That rap song Idris Elba made?
Yeah, I did actually.
It's actually really good.
Is it?
I like it.
You would.
Well, I'm not an expert or anything.
I mean, I know he likes to DJ.
Yeah. So is Shaq, though.
Apparently, I think he just is probably a lot better than Shaq at DJing.
I feel like Shaq doesn't really have to try; he just has to show up.
Pretty much.
And everyone knows who he is, so it's just like, this is cool. Yeah. You can play whatever you want, buddy.
Yeah, here, Shaq. Yeah, you're a mountain.
Did you know that the machete used by Jerry when he was fighting the alien on the subway in Predator 2 was actually the same machete that Dutch used in Predator 1? That's another crossover that people didn't catch. Yeah. No. So these dudes thought about this stuff way ahead of time. Yeah. Like, they were like, we're going to do as much crossover work as we possibly can on these films.
Okay. Like, I'm looking at these guns. Who's the armor on this?
I don't know the armor, but I found the prop master.
Okay. All right. So for those that don't understand it, because I clearly keep confusing it to myself, the difference between the prop master and the armor.
Okay. Here we go. So prop master or property master. The prop master is the person who is essentially the head of the props department in its entirety. So
gotcha, okay.
That person is handling not just the firearms and weapons, but they're also handling like the laptops, the computers, the cell phones, all of that. The property master is also like what we'll call the last line of defense for checking of safety before it goes out. The armor is the first line of defense, and the armor handles anything that is going to be weapons-based, mounted to weapons, anything sharp, anything dangerous, anything in that space. Also, the armor typically ends up getting put in charge of like the body armor and stuff like that. Sometimes that falls on costume, but a lot of times the armor is going to have more experience with the tactical gear. So what will happen is the armorer will set all of the guns, make sure the blanks are ready, make sure all of that's good to go. He's going to sign off. The prop master is going to come over. They're going to check it. That's going to be your second sign off. Then the actor's going to come over. They're going to check it. That's your third sign off. You're ready to go. When it's checked, yep. So the actor checks it out. The armorer does not leave. When the scene is done, the actor comes back directly with the firearm or knife or whatever, signs it back in. The armorer signs off on it. The property master signs off on it. It's checked back in. It goes back into lockup.
Gotcha.
So that's the difference. Like property master's dealing with all of the props. The property master, unfortunately, too, is the person who gets saddled with doing all of the ridiculous stuff.
Gotcha.
So, like, for example, Fast and the Furious 8, I think it was. There's a scene. Vin Diesel goes bad. Charlize Theron has his baby or whatever, and she's like, you're going to go do all of these things for me. And he goes and takes that big-ass saw and is cutting through the dude's roof to get at him, to get his briefcase or whatever. I forget what he's trying to get from him. Gary, who was the prop master for Fast and the Furious, had to actually design that saw from scratch because guess what? That doesn't exist. Yes, so he went and got a concrete saw, which a concrete saw doesn't have a blade like that, right? Yeah. A concrete saw is like, it's almost like a big sanding wheel, kind of. It's flat. It's not intimidating, and it really wouldn't work to cut through an armored vehicle. So Gary went out and actually had like this really intimidating tooth blade saw cut and made for that scene, and had to do 3 of them because they would keep going down because they're not meant for that. Okay. So he kept making these. So that's the stuff that, like, you're on set, all the people are looking at you like ready to go, and they're like, okay, now we need something to cut this open with, and you're like, that's not in the script. Well, yeah, no, we're making this up right now. Okay, well, let me go step back here and see what I can find. And they just have to make it on the fly. That happens a lot, and some of the best props in movies are those types of props. They don't exist. It's just completely random, and they're like, okay, like we're just gonna make this up as we go.
Okay. So when it comes to actually choosing the placements of the guns, that's going to be the armor? Or the prop master? Is it like a symbiotic relationship between the prop master and the armor? Very
symbiotic. And in some cases, the prop master will become the armor, and basically what they do is they'll hire an assistant. So like in cases of like a Gary Tours, he knows guns so well. He knows what he wants. He'll hire an assistant to do what he wants while he's handling the prop master stuff. Okay. So that's like kind of, it goes a little bit both ways. Guys like Rock Galati, who are armorers, what they're going to do is they're going to get the script, and they really just care about the guns and the gear that goes with the guns. And they're going to go back to the director and say, okay, this is what I think that we should be using. Now, in the cases of dudes like Taylor Sheridan and stuff like that, as a director, they have an idea of what they'd like to see. Okay. And then it becomes a negotiation is not the right word, but it's the closest word, where a director also doesn't typically have any bearing on what is going to be reality in this space.
This looks good for the movie.
So they'll be like, we need this like crazy alien looking gun, and we want it to fire 400 shots and do all of this stuff, and you have to go, hold on, that doesn't exist. What we can do though, and here's a good one, there's a video game called Destiny, and so Destiny is all sci-fi guns and stuff, right? The issue is that the game has established what those guns are. People know what they are. So when they came out with the live action commercial, you had to figure out how to remake those guns and make them work. And so luckily for something like that, though, it's a commercial. You're not making a 2.5 hour long movie where you're going to beat these things to hell. So in that case, you just 3D print casings that go around existing guns, and you make them look as close as humanly possible. And you can make some really cool looking things, but they got to fire and they got to work. So sometimes that's how you do it.
So he's got Desert Eagle. I think we all know how I feel about the Desert Eagle.
Wait, what?
The Desert Eagle.
The Deagle.
Yeah, that is very much a don't meet your heroes gun.
This is crazy. Danny Glover's salary for this film was $1 million.
What?
That's a third of what Arnold Schwarzenegger got for the first film. Racist.
As hell.
It's racist.
As hell.
I mean, I don't.
As hell.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, and then what had Danny Glover done up to then? Lethal Weapon.
Danny Glover.
Or, yeah, what did he do before then to be Danny Glover?
He Danny'd and he Glovered.
Name a movie before Predator 2.
Shit, I have
that he started.
No,
Dude, there's so many.
Now
he was in everything.
For Schwarzenegger, there was Conan.
Jingle All the Way.
Before Predator 2, 1? Oh, yeah, I was going to say. I mean, it's Schwarzenegger.
Let's see.
So here's some gun. While you guys are going through that, here's some gun trivia because this is fun as hell. So first, that shotgun, that 12 gauge Benelli M1 Super 90 entry that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. So Danny Glover, Mike Harrington, uses that to shoot the Predator at the end in the slaughterhouse scene. That shotgun was previously, the exact shotgun was previously the main weapon carried by the title character in the 1980s TV show The Highwayman. That gun got transferred over. Then the nickel-plated micro Uzi used by El Scorpio in the opening shootout was in a bunch of action movies, the exact one. In the 80s and 90s, it was in Running Man in 1987, Total Recall in 1990, both of which were Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way. And it was the main protagonist gun in the very first Predator. The same Uzi was used in all three films. Oh, shit! It's here!
Which one? This one or this one?
All of them? Here you go.
Say hello.
Yeah, buddy! Uh-huh.
These are props.
These are real.
All right, why don't we tell everybody what just
fun, okay? So this right here is actually extremely difficult to find, but it was used in a ton of 80s and 90s films. This is the AMT Hardballer Longside. You've actually heard us talk about it a little bit before. This was used in Predator 2, but this was also Terminator. So how cool is that?
Are those the ballers too?
These are the Hardballers.
From Agent
Hitman.
Yeah.
Hitman. Yep. So that's cool. And then that boy right there, technically it would be a Car 15. This one right here, movie variant is actually the lower is the Eagle Arms. The heat shield is obviously extremely distinctive. Like you see that and you're like, oh my God. Like it's every 80s and 90s action film ever. And then, of course, you have a grenade launcher on it.
You think Scarface or Predator?
Scarface, Predator, or if you're a real fan of films, you think about good old Hulk Hogan in The Ultimate Weapon.
Oh.
Hell yeah, dude. The Ultimate Weapon. I'm throwing that back.
No.
The one where he shoots the grenade out of it and then he unloads the grenade and it's not fired still. Yeah, all the mistakes in that film. Please stop wrecking the movie props. All right, keep talking about stuff.
All right. So let's get back to this Desert Eagle situation. So in this one, actually, the Desert Eagle he used was a 350, was a 44 mag.
Yep.
So which I don't hate as much.
It doesn't suck as much to shoot.
It doesn't, which is why I hate the Desert Eagles and 50 AE, just largely because of the way it shoots. It's terrible.
But like, especially back then, aesthetic and look before the movie is
perfect.
so much more.
Yeah, like aesthetically looking at it, especially if you don't know anything about
Right.
guns. Oh yeah.
Like functionality in real life versus
Yeah.
functionality on the screen.
Like
is,
you couldn't tell me there was nothing that a Desert Eagle couldn't destroy. Like, and it was the best gun ever made.
and then people would like double wield it and all
Dual-wield
that.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And now that I know more,
These are way funner.
I hate them.
These are way funner to dual wield.
These are awesome. I said these like there's multiple.
There are multiple.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Like right here, right now.
Oh, no.
This slide is long. I wonder what the kind of energy these things are delivering.
You can shoot that one.
And were these
Took
the ones that
blank out of
were?
it.
Were these the ones
Yeah,
that
I
were
took the plug
actually
out.
Oh
in?
hell yeah!
Huh?
These were actually in the movie. These
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Yeah. That took a lot to get.
Yeah.
These are. I remember these in the game Hitman. These things are powerful.
Dude, they literally ragdoll people.
Like it's ridiculous how powerful these things are in the game. Like, good lord. And I love using them more than any other gun. They just didn't have the capacity.
Oh, we should do one on video games.
Yeah, definitely.
Bond, like 007 GoldenEye.
Yeah.
In case you needed to know, Danny Glover's car was a 1987 Chevy Caprice. Just figure I'd throw that little tidbit in there. I'll build you one if you need it.
Oh, cool.
All right, I'll do it. He's giving us the thumbs up sign. Did we do enough? We told enough? We said enough? Okay.
Yeah, we're at like
Did
about
we
35
do
minutes.
the sponsorship? We
Yes.
did, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Did we
But
do
do
the
you want to
spon-
tell them about it real quick? Like, what
Go to
the schematics?
dntoptics.com
When you want to see when you can't see.
/ can't see Colion at night.
Okay.
You'll get 200% off. Colion pays for it. So yeah, Flintlock. Go check out.
Prey was a good movie.
Here's the thing. How do you watch the movies so it's like the argument with Star Wars now, right? So with Star Wars, you're like, do you start with the Phantom
Oh, yeah,
Menace
yeah.
or do you
don't know.
start with the original? It's the same with this. Do you start with the original Predator and still,
I mean, I
or do you
watched-
start with Prey?
I did it where I just watched them all in the order that they were released.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
if you're
but I
gonna
think
do
you're
that-
supposed to. But if you want to know the full story of it, you would start from the original, not the original, but how it's chronologically.
You technically would start from Prey.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so the only difference is you go from Prey to Predator, Predator 2.
Well, but that's the issue. Is
But then
Prey,
the aliens aspect comes in too.
then there's that, and there's also Prey 2 coming out like later this year or early next year.
And
So
then there's the what's the E movie that everybody hates? Well, I thought it was a great movie.
which movie?
The E.
Prometheus.
Prometheus, there
I
we
love
go.
Oh,
Prometheus.
I like
was
that.
awesome.
No, I actually
love
like
it.
that.
I don't understand why critics and stuff hated it.
I didn't either.
I thought it was
I thought
awesome.
It was awesome too.
Does it all apply though? Like, does it keep
I
the
think
canon?
they are in the same
right?
world.
There's a
technically,
whole
yeah.
bunch of pieces that all,
No, I
all
enjoyed
goes
all those.
together.
Because those were the aliens.
Yeah,
That dude was creepy as hell.
yeah. But they
That
did a
dude
good
was
job on this. I like
Yeah,
this actually.
yeah. Prometheus was good.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do a Prometheus episode. But for now, that was Prey a little bit, and mostly Predator 2 because, dude, we learned something today. Predator 2 is literally one of it might be top 10 greatest gun movie of all time.
Yeah, underrated.
I'm so
It's one of the
surprised.
greatest underrated gun movies of all time.
I'm gonna get a hold of Gunspot right now and see if they're willing to, like, I don't know, give me some type of punch card on your soul or something for that gun. I think they'll do it. So I'll get a hold of them. But outside of that, this is Pew Culture. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, Peter's mom's house. All those places you can find us.
Okay. Bye-bye. I don't know.
Bye-bye.